DJ. Having a bell ringing Tuesday. It's Tuesday already. Holy cow. Holy cow. We got the Christmas mug out again. Got myself some Java. Ready to talk to you guys. Going to talk about Jelly Belly. Have you ever heard of Jelly Belly? Jelly Belly is a little pet name for our governor here in Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, the Chris Christie of the Midwest, as he's also known as. He's been floated as a potential vice president running mate for the camel toe. We're using all these code words, guys. I hope you follow me. I hope you follow me on this. But anyway, we're just going to cover what's been going on in the state of Illinois the last week or so. Jelly Belly's been delivering some bad news, let's say. We'll talk about the first bad news he delivered yesterday was he told the media or the Bears that the current Bears plan is not agreeable with anybody in the legislature, and he doesn't see Springfield bringing it up or taking it up in the late season. I think October, November, they have a emergency session to go through stuff in the fall. So JB's basically telling the Bears that your proposal's not good enough to put in front of the legislature at this point. So you better come up with Plan B. The Bears were hoping that all the bells and whistles that they presented their plan, that they would get a slot again in front of the legislature late in the year, get it approved, and be able to start in earnest next spring building their stadium by the lake. Well, sounds like that's not going to happen, especially after the owners of the United Center, Reinsdorf and whoever owns the Wirtzes, Reinsdorf and Wirtz, they own the United Center. Last week, they rolled out a $7 billion plan to enhance down by the Chicago Stadium. They're going to invest $7 billion with the B in the near west side of Chicago around the United Center, where they own a lot of the parking lots. They're going to put in a multi-level parking structure and then use some of the parking lots to put in restaurants and commercial, kind of like a downtown Disney type of thing. All without state or, I guess they're not really asking for city funding either. So they're going to pay for it themselves. Surprise, surprise. So if you're not from Chicago, the Chicago Bears have been the poor mouth franchise for many years. They have been I don't know. They grovel at the city of Chicago, and at one point, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but the Chicago Bears don't even own the concessions at Soldiers Field. So anytime there's a game day, Chicago Park District gets all the concession money and runs those concessions for the Bears. So the Bears should have had, they missed the boat. The last time they had a contract with the Chicago Park District, shortly thereafter, Jerry Jones started building his stadium within 5 years. And he upped the price of his franchise immensely. So the Bears just made a bad decision. They should have started to build their own stadium eons ago, folks. Eons ago. But they didn't. They chose to be a serf to the Chicago Park District and the city of Chicago, and thus their stuck in Chicago. And now they even got land in Arlington Heights. They're trying to do the right thing, but they're too damn cheap. Too damn cheap. They don't like the taxes that they're being charged in Arlington Heights for their 300 acres of property they just spent millions on. Um, so go figure. They can't help themselves. The Chicago Bears deserve everything that they get. So I don't feel sorry for them. They brought in the guy from Minneapolis that made it happen in Minneapolis, and he's not the secret sauce. Not in Chicago where corruption reigns and unions control everything. Um, he's not having a bell ringing month, week, or year. He's just losing out. He's losing out. He's in the I don't know. The Bears are gonna have to grovel to get anything done. And now we're starting to get to the point where no matter what happens, they might not be able to get a stadium built, no matter where they build it. So more to come on that. So let's talk about the other thing that Jelly Belly delivered the bad news on. Chicago Teachers Union, the Chicago public school budget was $1 billion with a B, $1 billion over budget. And Brandon was just, he for the last month, he's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everyone wants the best for the children. We're going to get that money from Springfield somehow, some way. Well, guess what? A couple days ago, Jelly Belly told Brandon, ain't gonna fly, boy. Ain't gonna fly. That $1 billion that you need, I don't have it and you're not getting it. So you better come up with a way to balance your budget. So now Brandon thought he was gonna get this $1 billion out of somewhere, out of thin air, and it's not materializing. So I suspect the butting of heads between Brandon and Jelly Belly is going to continue. And look who we got there. Ah, there you guys go. God bless Donald Trump. That's all I got to say. But anyway, so that's what's happening in Illinois. Crime in Chicago seems to be, okay for now. There's a calm before the storm, maybe. We're still 3 weeks out from the DNC happening. They're starting to erect the fences around the United Center and the surrounding area that they're going to lock down. That is kind of that area is in the last 15, 20 years has gotten a little bit better, but there's still it's kind of low income residential as you go west of the United Center. South of it is the medical complex for, I think, Rush Hospital, UIC. So, and then there's a highway there. It's kind of like a natural barrier. There's a major highway on the south side of the United Center. And then, like I said, through the north is kind of residential, commercial, warehouse-ish. So it's kind of in no man's land compared to Milwaukee, where Milwaukee they had it right downtown. So shouldn't be a lot of impacts to businesses, and I think they are keeping the perimeter pretty close into the United Center. So there you go. Hope you guys are having a bell ringing day. This is DJ Wonder Chrissy, Land Cruiser Midwest, home of migrant mayhem. Not much. The buses aren't running just yet. Haven't heard anything about the buses. I did hear they're expecting 10 buses a day, or 4. They can hold 4. Each bus can hold about 40 migrants. So that's 400 migrants delivered to Chicago on a daily basis. Unless, as I talked about yesterday, Governor Abbott, probably about a year and a half ago, he paid for a 777, a Boeing 777, which seats about 400 people. He delivered 400 people to the Rockford International Airport and had buses waiting to take them to the city of Chicago. Um, Shortly thereafter, that county passed a resolution that any migrants delivered to their county can't be paid for. They can't provide any type of funding for them except to get them out of their county via sending them somewhere else, like Chicago, via bus. So there you go. Womb with the view. Yeah, they stack them high on those buses. Yeah, we haven't seen any buses around here, but I imagine they're going to start rolling here pretty soon because they're ready. They've got shelter space here. I don't know if they've got the money. Um, and the minorities aren't complaining much right now. So I'm sure when the buses start rolling again, you'll see the minorities start complaining all that much more as they see their money evaporating. It just kind of flies out of their pocket and goes somewhere else. That's what it's all about in Chicago. There is a huge grift being undertaken by the politicians and the people that run our state. They are putting a lot of this stuff in their pocket. That's what's happening, folks. It's a grift. It's a huge grift. So that's all I got for you today that's happening in the fair state of Illinois. It's not much bell ringing going on here. It's just money going into the cash register to pockets of the politicians. Yeah, the news is keeping hush hush. Yeah, it's on the down and low. Down and low. You don't like I said, I saw an update on one channel last night about the migrants, but it was pretty much everything I've been telling you guys about in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So there's just not lots happening. Not seeing much crime happening. Not sure if they emptied out that hotel by Michigan Avenue that they're trying to get under control because there was a lot of crime and stuff happening at this hotel, which is like a block off of Michigan Avenue, and there was going to be a lot of DNC people staying in that area, and they didn't want any problems, so they were trying to empty out. I think it's called the Inn of Chicago. It's been used by migrants for a couple of years now, but anyway, haven't heard anything much about that. So like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to end right here. And we'll end every video as we end them with a hand slap and a see ya.